Each day, one 9-year-old Midwestern girl couldn't wait to see her favorite police officer. To her, he was a ray of sunshine in what was otherwise a pretty dark life. And he too enjoyed their meetings on his daily patrol route. So when she didn't turn up to wave to him one day, he knew something was seriously wrong. Clyn Scales didn't have the easiest time growing up in the 1990s. She lived in Kansas City, Missouri, with her mom and 2 brothers, but theirs was far from a happy household. The Scales family home, located off 27th Street in the city, was a place tainted with the misuse of drugs. As a result, danger and violence played a part in the Clyns' childhood. Sadly, however, food did not. Things were so bad at times that Scales had to resort to behavior in which she was not proud. Often she would steal food items for her brothers and herself from the local 7-Eleven. It was wrong, but the sad fact was that sometimes if they wanted to eat, this is what they had to do. As a result of her unfortunate situation, Scales came to be on the radar of local cops. In fact, as the Kansas City Police Department was close to her home, many of the officers there were familiar with Clyn and her family. However, it was one cop in particular who Scales would find herself thinking about later in life, and for good reason too. At the time though, she'd never even asked him his name. Through all the bad situations, I would just picture him saying that he was here for us, and that if we ever needed him, he would be right there. Scales recalled to Fox 4 News. He would always protect us. So those words would come to me during the worst times of my childhood life. Scales soon became enamored with the officer that she began to meet him daily. He was the one person that I trusted in my life as a kid, she explained. So one day when the youngster didn't make her usual appearance, the cop became rather worried. Concerned then, the officer rushed to the Scales house and found Clyn desperately ill. The young girl explained to him that she was having difficulty breathing, and so he wasted no time in rushing her to the nearest emergency room. Once there, doctors determined that the 9-year-old had serious malnutrition. Later in life, Scales moved away from Kansas City to Texas, but she never forgot how that nameless cop had come to her rescue. So almost 20 years after they'd first met, she decided that she wanted to reach out to him. To this end then, Scales posted on the Kansas City Police Department Facebook page to help her identify the officer, and happily, Sergeant Jennifer Jones believed that she knew who the cop was in question. So as a result, in June 2016, Sergeant Jeff Colvin received an email from his colleague. Jones told Colvin that a little girl who once lived down the road from his station was now grown up, and she thought that the officer Scales was looking for was him. Colvin could not have been happier. He too remembered their daily encounters. "I had actually thought about her and wondered whatever happened to her," he said. So that very same month, Colvin and Scales were at long last reunited. During their meeting, Scales thanked the cop for looking out for her all those years ago. "I just never thought that this would happen, to find my hero," she said at the time. As for Colvin, the reunion validated his life's work, changing his view of it for the better. "Most times we go through our career not realizing we truly help anybody out," he said. "That was the case with me, where I wondered if I was even in the right career path." Amazingly, Scales also revealed that her experiences with Colvin had also altered the way she looked at her own life. She now wanted to become a police officer too, and was in fact already in the process of enrolling as a police recruit in Houston, Texas. Later, Scales took to her Facebook page to share her joy about finding Colvin. "Story of the day, I finally found my hero again," she wrote. "Thank you, Kansas City, Missouri Police Department. Jeff Colvin is not just a hero to me, but my guardian angel also. He was there when I had no one," Scales added. "I want him and every police officer to know that what you do, no matter how small or big, you can make a positive impact in someone's life, like he did mine." And it seemed that Scales wasn't the only one who thought Colvin's actions were admirable. Yes, the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department later also shared her post on its own Facebook page, and soon it had attracted hundreds of likes. An awesome true story and one everyone should read. One of the many comments on the update read, "I have a great respect for all police, though some deserve it more than others. God bless Clyn Scales and her hero, Officer Jeff Colvin." So not only did Scales get to thank her hero in person, but she also got to share her story with the rest of the world. Now everyone knows what an incredible officer Colvin is. And with him as her inspiration, hopefully Scales will make an excellent cop too.